Hey guys, as you guys can hear, I still sound kind of manly, but the show must go on. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a really basic makeup routine, and this is for all of the beginners. Like, I'm saying it's for the beginners, but I don't want you guys to think like I'm super like expert level 100. I'm not there yet, but I kind of wish that there was a really basic makeup video tutorial out. When I was trying to learn makeup, everybody was doing like the highlights and the extreme contouring and setting the under eye, and it was good. And of course it looked really good, but I didn't know how to do all of that, and I didn't want to go out and spend $150 or $200 on makeup products that I didn't know how to use, or that I would end up wasting because I was using them incorrectly. So I want to show you guys how to do just a really nice, really basic makeup routine with all drugstore products, just to show you guys that you don't have to have a million brushes to still get a really nice makeup look. So I'm just going to start. I have already moisturized my face, and another thing about makeup is that there really are no rules. Like, a lot of people say you have to moisturize and you have to prime and you have to SPF. Of course, like, moisturizing and priming and SPF, they're good, but they're not rules. You don't have to prime. If you didn't intend to wear your makeup for like the whole day, if you're just going somewhere for an hour or so and you just want to put something on your face, you don't have to prime. It's not a rule. So I moisturized my face and I did not prime, but if I wanted to prime, the drugstore primer that I do have is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer Perfecting, and this one minimizes lines and pores for a smooth finish. So if you want to prime, you can, but like I said, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And so I'm just going to continue on. The drugstore foundation that I'm using, I think I purchased this from Walmart, either Walmart or Target. The foundation that I'm going to be using is the Black Radiance foundation, and I think I mentioned this in another, like, I think it was like a makeup haul or something, that I told you guys I like it a lot because like it has the spatula kind of applicator situation happening. So this is the foundation that I'm going to be using, and the brush that I'm going to use to apply this is the Eco Tools, and this is like the buffing brush, I think it's called. It's a flat top brush that you can use to put your foundation on with. So I'm going to put my foundation on and I'm back. So I'm going to put my I thought I dropped the top. I'm going to put my foundation on, and you guys can just kind of see the really basic way that I do it. And I'm looking over here because I have a mirror set up right here. So yeah. So as you guys can tell, this is one coat of the foundation, and it is a medium coverage, but when I tell you guys it's 100% buildable, it is like super buildable. So it's really great. It works really well. The reason I chose this flat top brush, foundation brush, instead of my Real Techniques blending sponge, I think is the name of it, is because this brush is a bit more functional. You can rub or you can pat, you could rub or stipple the foundation in, whereas with the sponge, to get the best kind of result, you just have to do a tapping motion on your face. And I think for a beginner, all of this just, you know, like 5 minutes of this is just too much. So the brush is easier, it goes a bit faster, and you still get a really nice finish with your foundation. So that's why I would recommend a flat top brush. Doesn't have to necessarily be Eco Tools, but a flat top brush, in my opinion, is the best for a beginner. Okay, so if you're the kind of beginner that you want to have nice brows, but the filling in aspect of it is just too much for you, then I recommend this, or any really, this is just the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. And I also mentioned this in a makeup haul, I believe I did, I'm not 100% sure. But this is really good for anybody that just, you don't, the pencil thing doesn't work for you, but you really want your eyebrows to be nicely filled in. I 100% recommend this brow gel. And so how I use it when I don't want to fill in my eyebrows, because I tweeze my eyebrows, and on this side it's okay, but on this side I kind of over tweeze the ends because they're really thin. On this side I have to do a bit more because the tail of this eyebrow is really thin. So when I have my mirror here, and what I do is to fill in my, like, I fill it in pieces, so I don't try and brush through my whole eyebrow at one time. So I take the brush out and I clean off the tip, and then I carefully, because you have to be careful with this, I carefully brush my eyebrows in the direction that I want them to go, but also making sure that I use the applicator, and I fill in any spots on my eyebrows that I feel need to be filled. And then for the tail part of my eyebrow, I put the applicator back in the bottle, and when I pull it out this time, I take just the tiniest bit off the tip. I don't clean the tip of the wand as good as I did the first time, because I'm going to use that nice tip to precisely try and fill in the tail of my eyebrows. So I'm just going little by little in little strokes until I feel like the tail of my eyebrow is filled in the way I want it to be filled. And then I just kind of fix any little hairs that seem to be out of place. And so yeah, this is one eyebrow and this is an X. If you guys can see a difference, this one is a lot fuller, it's a bit darker, and I guess it's just, it generally looks a bit better. So I'm just going to do this next eyebrow in the exact same way that I did the first one. So I'm going to pull the wand out, take the brow wax off the tip, or the brow gel off the tip, and I'm going to brush my eyebrows, filling in any little areas that I feel like I want to fill, but also dragging my hair in the direction that I want it to lay. And I'm just checking, making sure my eyebrows look like sisters, not twins. Hold on, I'm going to cover it, guys. Alright. And another pro tip for eyebrows, guys, is that if your eyebrows are just already shaped, if you wax them, or if you tweeze them, or if you thread them, however your method of shaping them or arching them is, whatever the method is, it's a lot easier to do your eyebrows once they've already been shaped. You can't, I'm not going to say you can't, because you can do anything you put your mind to, but it's a lot more difficult when you have your eyebrow hairs kind of growing in all over the place and you try to shape it and then cover the eyebrow hair. So for my beginners, the best thing you could possibly do is arch your eyebrows. Get them arched. That way you don't have to do all of the, like when people sculpt their eyebrows, they take the concealer and they do all under that and on top. It's a lot of extra work that you don't necessarily have to do. So get your eyebrows shaped, and your eyebrows are going to be 100% easy to do, no problem. Okay, so far we've still only used just this one brush, and I am 100% okay with walking outside of my house like this. I don't have a problem with it. A lot of girls feel like once their eyebrows are done, they're done. So if this is you, you're done. But I like to take a next step and just set my foundation on, because I do have really oily skin, and I sweat a lot. See, I was telling you guys, I sweat a lot, so it's necessary for me to set my face. So what I'm going to be using to set my face is I have this Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder that I bought. I'm almost sure I bought this from a Walmart. So I'm going to use this, and then to set my face, I have a brush. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. And just because it says blending doesn't mean you can't do what you want to do with it, okay? Which is what I'm going to show you guys. So I'm just, so you can see my brush, and I'm going to do a quick swirl and pick up some foundation, some powder. A lot of people, when they do makeup, they like to top the excess off. If that's something you want to do, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Makeup equals no rules, right? Do what you want to do. So I just pat it on my face to start, and then I blend it in. So I do my face in quadrants, I guess you can say, because I do cheek, and then this mouth and chin area and top of the nose area, and then I do the forehead. So once again, swirl the brush around. If you want to do this part, you can top off the excess. It's not 100% necessary, like I said. I like to kind of pat it on and then swirl it in. Last time. Now, if you're like me and you have oily skin and you sweat a lot, but this is enough for you where you know that you're covered, stop right here. You look good, sweetheart. You can go. You look great. But if you like to be a little extra like I do sometimes, then the next thing that we're going to want to do is a bit of highlighting with a highlighter and contouring. When I first started doing this, I just thought it was so difficult because I'm like, where do you contour? Where do I put my highlight? What do I use? And a lot of people use a fan brush. But fan brushes, at least from what I have been trying to find, drugstore fan brushes have been kind of difficult to find. So the next best thing that I feel that you can use is two things, right? And the first is this Eco Tools. Once again, I think this is like the mattifying finishing brush. I think it's what it is. And this is also multi-purpose brush. You can use this because it's kind of fanned out, so you can use it to highlight, or you can use it to contour. And I do actually have a contour brush, but I'm trying to use the minimum amount of brushes for you guys, so this is what we're going to use. Or you could use this brush, which came in this Hard Candy Look Pro Ultimate Strobing Kit, and I got this from a Target in New York. So this kit, as you guys can see, I've been using it, comes with 2 highlighters, a blush, and a contour shade. So this, you could get this, and it comes with the brush, and that's just what you can do. But for my sake, for what I do, I'm just going to use the mattifying finishing brush. And then the contour and highlight that I'm going to use is this Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and this is in the shade medium to dark. And this comes with a contour, a sculpt shade, and a highlight shade. And this highlight is so beautiful on brown skin girls, women of color, people of color, whatever you are. This is really good. And what I also like about this, in fact, is that for your beginners, it kind of shows you how to use what it gives you, where to put it. And I just thought, I saw this and I just got so excited because I'm like, where was this when I was trying to learn how to contour my face? Like, I needed you and you weren't there. But this is amazing. I recommend it. And they have, this is medium to dark, and I think they have light to medium, I believe. But they're all really, really good. So I'm just going to show you guys how I contour and highlight with this kit and this brush. So what you want to do, for me, I like to contour first, and then I will use the blending brush that we also use to put foundation on, and I will blend that out. and make sure that it's no harsh lines, and then it will come back and highlight. So I'm going to just take the tip of the brush, because I like to contour little by little. Once it's on, unless you want to clean your whole face and start over. So this is the amount, if you guys can see, that's the amount of powder that I'm starting with. And I'm just gonna follow the guide, but I don't want to do too much. Like, I'm not contouring my nose, that's too much. I've tried it before and I've messed it up. So I'm just gonna be really basic, and I'm gonna contour right here according to my directions. I'm going to put a bit of powder right there, and I remember I started off really light, so if I don't feel like I have enough on, I can always just double back and get a bit more. So I put a bit right there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Double up once again, because I'm starting off light, and then around my hairline, because that's what my guy tells me that I can do, but that's what I would normally do as well. And I'm not going to double back for this one. I'm just going to kind of use what I have on the brush. Now also, if I wanted to be extra, I would kind of bring my contour down here and get underneath my jaw like this, but like I said, that's just being extra. And it's not necessary for a beginner. You guys don't have to know all that. Now I'm just going to take this brush and my little hand mirror again, and I'm going to buff it out and blend it out and make sure that it's not harsh or anything like that. Everything is blended in nicely, and I do not look like I have multiple skin tones. And the reason for contouring and highlighting, in case you guys didn't know, is just so that your face is not one-dimensional. It's just not one flat color throughout. But highlighting and contouring kind of add dimension to your face. So if that's something that you want to do, you can highlight and contour, and that's going to really just add some dimension onto your face, so it doesn't look flat. And now with the same exact brush, I'm just going to dust it off on the back of my hand. Same exact brush and the same exact palette. I'm going to pick up the highlight shade once again in the same fashion that we did the contour, a little at a time, because with the highlight, once it's on, with any kind of makeup, once it's on unless you wash your face. So the same method I did with just the tip, dust it in a circle, and I'm going to once again follow my guide. And I'm just going to put it right here on the cheeks, and a bit right there on the chin, and then just a touch up the nose, just a little bit. So right here, and I'm being extremely light-handed, guys. I tried once before with the same exact highlight, and I was a bit heavy, and I was lit. So I want to be extremely light-handed with it. And I can see that already. I don't know if you guys can see it because I can't shoot, but you can shoot. But with my up close mirror, I can see that already. So I'm just going to do the other cheek. Once again, be light-handed. And if you need to double back, then you can. A little bit on the chin, and you just want to do this in a circular motion until your chin is kind of lit the way you want it to be, and then a little bit up the nose. And the whole time, guys, I'm only putting product on the tip of this brush. For this entire time that I'm using it, I'm just rubbing the tip in the powder and moving on. So right here, up and down the nose. I'm just going to go back here and take whatever's left on the brush, put it there. And once again, just like with the contour, we're going to come back in with this brush that we used to put our powder on and blend everything out, because we don't want a big glossy shiny line on our face. Okay, So if you guys just wanted to be a little lit, then you're done. You're done. The next thing that I want to do is put on some mascara, okay? And the thing about mascara is it depends on you 100%. 100% it depends on you. If you feel like your lashes are great but you just want them to have some kind of hold during the day, then I recommend using a transparent mascara. They exist. It's just clear and it has the same tube and the brush, and you brush it on and you're good to go. If you're like me, you have kind of short, stubby, ultra tightly curled lashes and you just want something to help straighten them out a bit, then I use this Maybelline, and this is the Great Lash. But what I like about this one is the applicator wand. I really like the wand on this. The shape of the wand helps really grab the hair and it kind of gives your eyes a bit of a flare. So I'm just going to really quickly apply mascara. And a pro tip for when you're using mascara is that you never want to pump the tube like this. You don't want to do that because all you're doing is inserting air into the tube, and that is going to cause your mascara to clump up and dry out a lot faster. So what you want to do is when you use it, blah blah blah, you put it in, you want to wiggle it like this in the tube, and that's going to fill your brush up with the mascara, and then you pull it out, and I just like to clean off the top, and then you can go ahead and do what you have to do. I don't know if you guys can tell by what I was doing, but a really good tip for beginners is if you can't handle holding the mascara wand and wiggling it up your eyelash, then you want to hold the wand steady and just blink multiple times, moving your head, and that's just it's gonna do the wiggling work for you. So that's a really good tip for you guys if you're not steady-handed, or you just don't trust yourself with wiggling and working the wand through your lashes yourself. Okay guys, so I think I was talking to you guys about putting on mascara. I don't even know if I got through saying everything that I wanted to say about mascara, but my camera battery died, and so I had to like charge it, like plug it into charge or whatever. And then I got a call and I had to leave home really quick. So I was like, it's a good thing that I had this face to make on. The only thing that I wanted to really show you guys was lipstick, and the easiest kind of lipstick to use as a beginner, and then a really quick eyeshadow using the contour and the highlight, the same ones that we put on our face. But I had to go, and so now I'm back, but it works out anyway because now I get to show you what the makeup looks like after like about half an hour of being on. So this is no primer, no finishing spray. The only thing I did was put on some lip balm and a lipstick, and I laughed. So this is how it looks, like I said, about after being worn for an hour and a half ish, just about. And I must sit in my house right now because the lighting's pretty bad inside now. So yeah, this concludes this makeup tutorial. I really wish like the camera battery didn't die so I could have showed you guys eyeshadow and stuff, but really have stuff over